MinorityEye traveled to the Garden City for a first-hand look at Orangeburg's newest radio station and to meet the man who, through tenacity and perseverance, established 93.7 FM, the People's Station. All right, Mr. Elwood, how you doing today?
I'm good, Mike. How's it going?
Hey, man,
What's
it's
happening?
good, great. I'm excited to be finally able to sit down with you.
Okay. I'm glad you made it. I mean, it's like, if I'm not in Columbia, I'm not relevant.
Right. No, you are relevant. You are doing great things here in Orangeburg with the radio station WOCS 93.7 FM. You guys just opened. Grand open was back in May of this year.
And we were expecting you to be here, and you didn't show up.
I couldn't make it. But I just wanted to. Could you kind of tell us a little bit about how this came to be?
You know, to be honest with you, as a person with a spiritual background or a religious background or rooted in God and the Word of God, we like to believe that it was established based on those principles, the foundation of our life. We had been at some other stations, and in all actuality, even before we were at the other stations, we were doing some writing, as you know, writing articles in various newspapers around the state, Post and Courier, Florence Morning News, Times and Democrat, other papers, Columbia Star, and those papers. And it was really important getting out a positive message or a message of energy and hope to a lot of people. It was working. And then we decided to do radio. And commercial radio, as you know, is about making dollars.
Right.
The bottom line is making dollars. We took an approach that we wanted to be involved in radio that was about the people and serving the people. Playing music, sure, and letting people entertain themselves, but also at the same time providing social content and information. And so we were able to find the right kind of sponsors, the right kind of backers to make this happen.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about how the station is laid out. Tell us a little bit about your staff and what exactly do you guys, what type of genre of music do you guys focus on?
We play old school R&B. Okay. To go backwards, we play old school R&B. But we also blend contemporary music. Some of the new R&B music, we blended with that. We play old Michael Jackson. We play new Michael Jackson. But we also play, Tony. We play Shantae Moore. So we keep it kind of relevant, kind of current. Because we believe that we want the music to go across the generations. Because the conversation also has to go across the generations. As I said, a good amount of what we're doing is we do some conversation, we do some talk, we do some healing, we do some spoken word. We have young people coming on speaking to other young people. So therefore the music that you play has to be relevant to that generation. In terms of staff, most of our staff, because we're in Orangeburg, we got Claflin, and we got South Carolina State. One of our program directors, she's from South Carolina State, Yasmin Marshall. She's a graduate.
Okay.
She's doing a fantastic job, just wonderful. She's not here today, but she's our go-to person for so many things that go on here. Most of our staff, as I said, are interns. We always have interns. We're always at campus. We're always at Voorhees. We're at Denmark Tech. We're at South Carolina State, of course. We're at Claflin, lecturing to students on media and journalism. Right. Trying to prepare them, because we believe that, my philosophy is that imaging is everything. That if you can put out a positive image and a positive face on what you're trying to deliver, it can change the whole course of history as we know it. Because there are always forces that are trying to spend a negative message. We have to have mediums, our own radio stations, our own television stations that will send out a positive. And it's not a racial thing, not black or white. Right. Any station that's willing to put out something that is relevant and positive. We need more of that. And less of
Mr.
that.
Elwood, before I let you go, what things do you guys have coming up on the horizon we need to be keeping an eye out for?
Well, we are looking at another station in Columbia.
Okay.
We're looking at a young people station here in Orangeburg. Young people need their own stations. They need their own content to be able to communicate with each other. The hip-hop generation, they have a relevant message, and they need to be able to talk to each other. We're looking for leaders in that generation, from that genre, to have a microphone that they can express themselves and talk about relevant subjects. Is it right to, have 3 or 4 women? Whatever the subject is that's relevant to their generation, they need to have dialogue among themselves, both male and female. What the factors of domestic violence, all of these things that are relevant. And of course they need to be able to entertain themselves, but they also need to have a public consciousness about it. And I know that they do. But what vehicle do they have of expressing that? And commercial radio stations are not interested in doing it. They're interested in making money. We here at 93.7 or New Perspectives, our goal is to try to help the next generation find themselves. I think that if we did that, some of what we want to do can be replicated around the country. We got Columbia that's right around the corner. We got Charleston. We got Charlotte. But those are the kind of things. If we can do it here, it can be done anywhere.
Mr. Elwood, before contact information, some website address.
Website WOCS 937 FM.
Okay.
That's it. Phone number 803-997 2374 or 2372.
All right. Well, we are definitely looking to keeping our eye out to see what you guys got coming up. And like I said, we will be back we will be back through the bird.
Okay.
But I appreciate you taking
And
time.
Mike, let me just tell you something. We appreciate you.
Okay.
You are a role model for those of us who are in media, learning to get into media, or wanting to do what you do. I was just telling our staff before you got here how valuably important your role is. Do never, and I've told you this many times, don't you ever play yourself short of the greatness that you've already established.
I appreciate that.
And you're going to keep on doing it. You're a one-man army out there, and greatly appreciate it.